it cost $3,100 roughly. $3,100 roughly to create one Bitcoin. And that's at 5 cents per kilowatt hour. And not everyone can afford to do that anymore. With difficulty going down, it helped a lot of miners. But there are miners, yes, oh my God, I can hear it in the comments now. I hear it in the comments now. So yes, there are miners that cannot afford to mine Bitcoin. There are. Now, if you right now, before we go any farther in this video, if you had to take a wild guess, which farmers, which miners, okay, whatever you want to call them, cannot afford to mine Bitcoin anymore, which one do you think it is? The small guys or the enterprise guys? Which one of those two do you think? With the current market conditions, right, and the prices of Bitcoin going down, it's getting hard. It really is getting hard for a lot of farmers. Now, for myself, when I speak about mining on my channel, I seem very comfortable, I seem happy, and I have that luxury because of the way I did my farm. What I didn't do was I did not create a situation where I had a lot of overhead. I have very, minimal overhead. My overhead is the cost of just everyday business, things such as the power, my internet, my security, water, just real basic stuff. A lot of other farms cannot say that same thing. With that being said, about me talking about how low I keep my operating costs, could you imagine the operating cost of entities like Bitmain, Gigawatt, and various other mega farms that are out there? You see, right now, I really firmly believe the reason why we're continuing to see the hash power drop is not because of guys like myself, guys who've created a farm and have not gotten too big yet. I think the guys that are really, really big right now have no choice but to start cutting back on machines because of the fact they can't afford their operating cost. And don't forget, Gigawatt is filing for bankruptcy right now. Bankruptcy, Gigawatt. They pioneered a lot. You have Washington State right now, who is doubling the cost of electricity in 2 to 3 of its counties where massive mining farms are at. Speaking of mining farms, I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Look at that. Almost done. Almost done. Bitmain is the backbone of Bitcoin Cash right now. It really is. If Bitmain, right, let's just say things keep going down, the price of Bitcoin keeps going down, Bitmain will not be able to stay afloat. It is not a secret right now that the manufacturer of the receipt chips in Taiwan, they owe money to them. That is not a secret. So if they owe money to the people who create basically the backbone of their product, the receipt chip, who else do they owe money to? And this whole IPO thing, I always felt like, to me, is like that last, some sort of effort to stay alive. Even if you're paying 4 cents per kilowatt hour in China right now, okay? Your operating costs are so high. Those facilities require a lot of money to maintain. There's a myriad of cost involved with enterprise miners right now. I really believe that you're going to see more of these enterprise, industrial, commercial, big, fancy, smanchy mining operations who over-engineered and overspent continue to go out of business. And for me, that's a wonderful thing to hear because I did not over-engineer. As you can see, I did a lot of build over buy. I did not overspend, and I continue not to overspend. Currently, Bitcoin mining difficulty is at 5.6, okay? Next estimated difficulty is supposed to be at 5.3. Our next adjust date is right here, at 13 days from now. So that is 1,727 blocks away. What you need to understand when you're looking at mining difficulty, because so many people try to weigh in on mining difficulty and why it's not profitable and this and that, and it's going to go to zero. I want you to understand something. This blue line right here shows you the hash power is available on the network right now. The more that this line goes down, That's a representation of machines going off the network, okay? When the line goes up, that means there's more machines being plugged in. So right now, the line is going down. When the line goes down, there's less machines on the network. That means right here, there's one block solved every 10.8 minutes. And that means there's 12.5 Bitcoin out there in the network that's going to go to the machines that are still online. The less machines that are on there, which right here is where the difficulty adjusts. When the difficulty adjusts, this means that those machines that stayed on are going to get more of that Bitcoin. They get more of that pool. They get more of the rewards, okay? So I really believe that we're going to continue to see this line continue down as more enterprise miners fall apart. I want to show you a few quick examples. So last year, when we had this big, huge, massive rally, right? People were like, oh my God, I got to mine. So people went and spent insane amounts of money to get mining farms built. And as a result of that, they also put a huge strain on the and the power grid in Washington, especially in that hydroelectric dam. What we do when we mine Bitcoin is very power intensive. It is. And when you have one place that has a high concentration of these miners that are running 24/7, it can put a load on an infrastructure that is not designed for it. Most infrastructures are designed to have certain peak demands, not a 24/7 demand. Now, the result of this is Washington State realizing we have to do something about this because this is costing us more money in infrastructure. You see, what a lot of these enterprise farmers did not do is they did not invest into the electrical infrastructure of the community that they are in. As a result, Washington increased the rate of electricity. It was voted on and passed. So that means in certain counties right now in Washington, like I said, there's 2 or 3 of them, the power rate is going to go up. It's basically, if they're paying 5 cents, they're going to be paying 10 cents. That is quickly going to cut a lot of those enterprise farmers that are in that area that did not get contract for their power. It's going to cut them at their knees, and they're done. Something else I want you guys to think about real fast as far as enterprise miners. There's a big rumor, okay? This is a rumor, but it's a rumor that actually has legs, and I'll explain why it has legs here in just a second. But crypto rumor says Bitmain is possibly losing Taiwan Bitcoin mining chip supplier TSMC. This is the magic. TSMC is actually the true magic of any of the ant miners there. They're the ones who actually supply the ASIC chips. The rumor is that they owe them over $1 billion and they only paid them $700 million. They owe them $300 million right now. And let me show you why I think there's a possibility it could be true. Bitmain likely lost $400 million last quarter, according to BitMEX research. Now, there's a lot of people weighing in on Bitmain because there's a lot of public information available about their operation because of the fact that they are doing an IPO. But there's another piece of research here, Bitmain IPO death spiral, rumors of a $740 million Q3 loss as Bitcoin Cash crashes. But Bitmain is the backbone. It is the backbone of Bitcoin Cash. They are the largest holder of Bitcoin Cash. So if Bitmain dies, okay, doesn't mean Bitcoin Cash dies. It just means that they don't have a whole lot of infrastructure or backbone, which could be terrible for the price of Bitcoin Cash. And the fact that Bitcoin Cash does not have any ETFs pending, does not have any kind of CBOE or CME backing, does not have does not have Goldman Sachs opening and trading desk, does not have BlackRock, and I can keep going with this. They don't have any of what Bitcoin has backing them. It is very likely that project could, I don't know, maybe die, who knows. But with that IPO and that kind of transparency and everything that is being reported with Bitmain, it is a very real possibility right now that they are unplugging machines and they are firing people and they're having to close down locations and facilities because it is too expensive to run. Now, one more thing I want to show you. Washington Bitcoin Pioneer seeks Chapter 11 protection. That is Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Their business model was to try and do this, all these pods and build the infrastructure to let people put their miners in there. There's a lot of investors. Well, the problem was they built all these pods. These pods cost a lot of money. And the most expensive part about these pods is not the building that itself. Okay, looking at these buildings, you have to bring the power to those buildings. They over-engineered, they overspent, they went too crazy. And again, they're gonna have to shut down pods, which is good for me. For all of you guys out there who say mining is unprofitable, miners gonna be shutting down, the network and all this is gonna be decreasing, you are right. You are right. These big guys right now, they're in big trouble, and it's good for the little guys. So if you are one of those people right now who are sitting there talking all this shit about the cryptocurrency mining and Bitcoin mining, maybe you should take a second to stop and say, wait a second, I might be right about this. The big guys are going down, and this might be my chance to get in and do something and make some money and take that time and energy that I apply to trying to be negative Nancy and do something positive and make some money. That's just my thoughts, guys. Anyhow, that's all I got for today's video. I appreciate everyone watches. Please comment, like, subscribe. Also, at the end of this month, I'm gonna be in Orlando, Florida, and I'll also be in Pensacola Beach. So maybe I can do some sort of meetup with you guys who are in that area. Let me know in the comment section down below, all right? Peace.